Brian.
What?
So, another big tip. Separate from this, we got a letter from our friend Jay.
Hey, Jay.
Hi, Jay.
Hello, Jay.
Jay wants to know, and we got this question a few times, how do we go about unifying the battle arena jargon?
Ooh.
Because there are so many different names.
His email was pretty great, by the way.
For everything. Yeah, he was like bolding all of the terms that are different in every MOBA, and it was really creative and great. But, you know, even the names for heroes, champions, shapers, contestants, whatever, like, the main characters of the game often have different titles. Different things in the world have different, like, the Nexus in League of Legends. Like, that's not a thing in Dota.
No one wants to give in. Like, because MOBA is League's thing, right?
Yeah.
League made MOBA.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dota is not a MOBA. It's an action RTS.
Oh, I thought that was.
But what it really is
Right.
a Lord's Management Simulator.
No. I don't abide by Lord's Management.
Loda?
Loma?
Loma, God,
Loda.
yeah.
Brian, what do we call the Dota map? Is it the Lord's Pitch?
I actually don't know what it's called.
No, that's what Dota Today calls it, is the Lord's Pitch.
So
And it's
that's actually why I use that,
magnificent.
because I don't actually know the other.
I don't think it has a name.
It's the Dota map.
Yeah, but this is a really interesting question because I feel like a lot of people struggle. Even, you know, we talk a lot about bringing people on board and how to teach somebody. Beyond getting people involved in the game, like understanding how to play, the language you speak when you play a MOBA is very different than the language you speak when you play anything.
My girlfriend will hear me playing. I'm like, oh yeah, the ADC's running down towards Blue Bluff, and then we got to go to the Dragon respawn. She's like, you sound like you're just speaking gibberish. I don't know what's going on. It's true. That's what it sounds like. I feel like it would be interesting to try and compile a list of common phrases across all the MOBAs.
Yeah, I mean, and Brian had like a really amazingly helpful video how to watch a Dota 2 match where he broke down a lot of like, this is a tower, and in the tower you run down a lane to get to the Ancient, and it's, you know, breaks down very effectively what these basic core concepts are, but within the context of playing a game. Like, I was playing a game this week, and my teammate's girlfriend was near the player on the other end, and she's like, why do you keep talking about toilet paper? What do you... Because he kept talking about TP score. And both are very important. But she was like, I don't... Why are you yelling about toilet... He's like, no, baby. No. It's... Don't worry about it. But like,
She comes home the next day, just a bunch of toilet paper at home.
He said you needed more TP.
Everyone should have TP on them. At
Everyone
all
should have
times.
TP always. Buy more than you need. Good rules to live by. Jesus. But generally, I mean, it's...
We're going to go TP these fools.
TP on them. Generally, what do you... I mean, now that all of us have spent significant time playing these games, it is like a second nature thing. You kind of adapt, but getting there is very, very difficult.
I'm having trouble.
That's what you got it. Don't worry about it. For those at home who are not watching, Kyle is having a very challenging time getting out of his shirt.
And I also talked about how I break everything too. So it's I'm really cautious.
But I'm actually of the mind that we don't need to unify the language of MOBAs because I feel like similar to sports and other very complex competitive things, rather than unifying, I feel like it's inherently unified. There are different names for things, but I feel like synonyms are okay. You can have different lingo for different things. And
a ball's a ball, regardless of it's cricket, soccer, or football.
Cricket ball.
Hockey.
Oh,
wow.
Get wrecked, James.
Yeah, that was
the scoring device.
Call it a scoring device. I like that. Yeah, I mean, they're different. You know, a net is always a net. Like, the goalkeeper's net is always the goalkeeper's net. And there might be... Like, the end zone of a football field has a similar concept to the end zone in hockey or in football or whatever. Soccer, whatever. Point being, there are similar concepts, all with different names, and it's... I don't know, it just kind of is.
Like, once you learn one, you translate over just fine.
Yeah.
I mean, there's specifics... Like, if I say, like, watch out for Ravage, like, that doesn't mean anything in any other game. It's
No,
still
yeah.
Dota. So you need to learn, like, specific skills. But as far as, like, names for towers and heroes and lanes, it's all kind of the same.
Yeah, I feel like you just have to learn it once.
The one I hate
you're
more
good.
is, like, we're not a MOBA, we're a hero brawler. Like, MOBA 1. Like, just stop. Just stop. Say MOBA.
Just say
Just
MOBA.
easier to
It's
say,
like,
yeah.
fine. Like,
It's okay.
The fact that this genre has 10 different names is so dumb.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
But think about the early days of like first-person shooters. Like there wasn't a really unified name for them. There were like corridor shooter. Like there's still like arena shooter. Now everything is considered a first-person shooter, no matter what it is.
That's kind of true, right? Like Unreal Tournament was very different than Doom, but it's still, in hindsight now, it's like that's an FPS.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's also, like, that is what it is a first-person shooter. Like,
Yeah.
it's as clear as it can be.
All of these games are multiplayer online battle arena games. Kind of like shooters, if we're being
Exactly,
honest. Like, they're
exactly.
also MOBAs in the literal sense.
Yep.
But I don't know. I feel like that's a good, like, nom de guerre.
I mean, I hate saying this, but like it is what it is, right? Like it's here. It's what it's called.
Yep.
I don't know.
I feel like there should
done.
be a glossary. Do we have that in like a wiki? Do we have a wiki that is like MOBA terms? I feel
Someone
like we
should
should
make
have
that happen. Yeah, or
That's
at
gotta be
least
a thing.
the basic concepts and like the titles for all of them. Like, oh, a tower is this, a turret is this, and it all means
Yeah.
the same thing.
Right. Like the core idea of big tall thing that shoots things.
Yep.
Got it.
At least no one else really has messed up top, mid, and bot.
Oh,
yet.
that would be a miserable experience.
Yeah.
God, what could
What
the
about mid
variation
top
be?
when they add like a lane between them?
No, stop.
But there's sometimes like even like in Dota like safe and off. Like I still have trouble.
Hard suicide. Not like all these different
but
names
like
for the same lane.
even I have that like ones where I'm like okay, safe. What is safe? Okay, it's
So
Yeah.
I don't know. People say long and short lane. I don't know what long and short lane is. I think if I think about it, I can figure it out.
Yeah.
Your
And
long
I
lane
say,
is your safe
I just
lane.
say off lane and safe lane.
Me too. I don't know. I even until recently didn't know. Like you were like, I said like, oh, I want to play a carry because I want to kill stuff. And like, oh, well, I'm already playing the core. And I'm like, I don't know what that means. I played 400 matches of Dota. What are you
Yeah.
talking about? Like, I don't know the difference between.
So a lot of people think like
those things,
you have
right?
3 carries and 2 supports. Well, you sort of have like 1 carry,
Yeah.
but then you have like your cores, which are like your initiators and
Yeah.
things like that.
Yep,
So
yep.
it's weird.
Like to guys who you want them to get the kills, but they served completely different purposes than your carry. Which I don't know. I'm still learning all of that.
It's
And
like
still
a
very
tank
difficult.
versus
Yeah, like in the off lane, you
Yeah.
might send, someone who needs the experience because they have like a great team fight ult. But like that's not the carry, but they are core because they're the experience and farmer.
Oh my God.
Like it.
It really is just a time thing to understand all of this. Like you just have to
Right.
dedicate to learn that. Like I could probably just look up these terms and be totally fine, and it would have been okay. But I didn't do it, so you have to kind of be proactive about understanding these games. Same thing with in League, right? Like marksman and assassin. Like I don't know what any of those mean.
Yeah,
I should learn that.
And Riot has kind of muddled that with there was ADC, and then they're like, no, it's
Yeah.
called a marksman.
Now
It's
it's
like,
a
no,
marksman.
No,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not. It's an ADC.
It's an ADC. Yeah. They definitely that adds some confusion. Like ADC support, assassin, fighter. So
Yeah.
many, like,
It's
a
strange
fighter's not a tank, but it is kind of a tank, but it's a fighter at the same time.
That
It's a bruiser.
description, like different carry descriptions, doesn't happen in Dota.
Yeah.
But there are attack damage carries and
Right.
like attack power.
Well, that's why,
carries.
I mean, on the player cards, every time you went to like select a character, there used to be a moniker at the top of every card that said, this is a support, this is a carry. And there were like 2 or 3 different ones, right?
There are several. There's like support, lane support, durable.
You're referring to
initiator.
Dota,
Well, they were
right?
like, yeah. Well,
League
they were-
has it too.
They removed those.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
like,
gone. And then it was rated by stars.
Yes.
Yeah,
like there are
that's all gone.
traits, but now it's like the core role of this character is removed because of exactly that. Because the same reason like marksman and tank and all this stuff is like kind of confusing.
Yeah.
They have multiple purposes, and they might have a primary of like this is primarily a carry, but also, juggernaut jungle support kind of legit.
Yeah. It's not going to be solved easily. You have to spend the time.
Yeah, it's
Spend
just
the
a
time.
time investment.
Huge
I wish
time
there was
investment.
just like quick reference handbook where you could be like, oh, that's what that means. But
We'll bring it up again. Welcome to Dota 2. You suck.
Yes,
It is the core of what, like,
it's a very good written guide.
yeah. It's the core of what you should understand about a MOBA.
Yep, I still read that because I'm like, well, I just need to catch up.
This is really late, but I have another fun tip for introducing new players.
We're rewinding
Bonus
to pro
round.
tips. Okay, bonus round tips.
What's really cool is like if you have a team fight combo that will kill the other team, and you let the new person be a part of that. So like if I'm Faceless Void and I go in and Chrono, I'm like, drop your stuff right now. Like they get to be a part of this awesome, cool looking thing.
yeah.
And it works.
I like that. I like that. Like,
like
get specifically like if you're gonna teach a friend to play something, like if you're gonna play Faceless Void and I'm learning, having me pick Skyrath
your Skyrath,
Rage
yeah.
is like awesome. Followed up, boom, and you get the
Yeah,
kill.
you
Like
get
that
to
feels
see
good.
Yeah, it looks awesome. They're helping out. They're like one link in that whole chain. Like it's, I don't know. I think
I like
that's a good
that.
idea.
That's a good pro tip as well.
Yeah.
I'm also the opinion that if you're going to introduce him for the first time, don't give him a character with lots of skill shots.
Yeah.
Play Wraith King in
Yep.
Dota 2.
Yep.
He has a stun, and that's it.
Literally one.
Actually, I disagree with that.
You do?
Because I think Ashe was the best intro character for me in League.
Ashe was good.
Because she has, I mean, her skill shot, like her ultimate is a skill shot.
Yeah.
But it's also like a fairly easy one to use, and it's a good one to get started with. So I
Yeah.
think if you pick the right character with skill shots, it can be beneficial. I mean,
Yeah.
she also has her like cone thing.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
ice arrow thing is a cone thing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It's a
There's
little
the
cone.
spread shot. So that's like a good measure for like, oh, I have to like point and hit. Oh, and the closer. Okay, got it.
It's a good introductory skill shot character, basically.
Yeah, but yeah, it's specifically like somebody to like, who's the dude who throws the axes and then has to catch them?
Draven.
Draven.
He's faster.
Olaf also throws an axe, but he has to go run over him. You're talking
Yeah,
about
well,
specific
there's
to
the one where
catching
it's
him?
like there's a target on the ground. He has to get
There's a
there.
League of
mini
Draven.
game where a character basically he threw his auto attack bounces off the character.
And he has to catch
He
it.
catches it and it resets another ability that boosts his speed. So it's like a little mini game within the character.
That's
And,
kinda cool.
and
Yeah, it's
every
awesome.
time you successfully catch an axe, you get extra gold for when you get a kill. So your kills will give you extra gold when you do get them.
So you're just constantly amping him up. But that's a really challenging thing to teach someone.
Yeah.
Like, not only do you have to not die, get last hits, get the kills, you also have to worry about these like incremental stat increases to maximize your gold.
And you can catch other Draven's axes too.
Oh my god! What?
yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
It rarely happens, but it is. It's
Yeah.
weird because they're just both like throwing stuff at each other and just bouncing, and they're like, okay, I got to reposition to catch his axe,
my
and
God.
then I can reset and do it again.
That's awesome.
He's super fun. But
I miss old
frustrating.
Draven though, because old Draven was incredibly stupid.
Really?
He did well because the bleed.
Oh, I'd never played him when he had the bleed.
Oh, so instead of the stacks where he caught it and he gets more gold, he used to do bleed damage, and it was incredibly overpowered. Because
Okay.
you'd like bounce to one and be like, oh, you got away. Nope, you're dead.
You're bleeding.
Yeah, you're bleeding and you're dead. Like, and it was more so than like any other bleed. I think it was like just a ton. Like it was one of those characters that when you hit, you could just see. It wasn't like small increments. It was just like. If you can't see
big
that,
gaps.
for those of us you listening on audio, I'm just making like it was just taking.
James is
gaps.
making his hands move apart.
It was just taking gaps off of people's health,
Yeah.
and it was so much fun.
I miss old when characters are broken before they fix them sometimes.
Yeah.
Damn you, nerf bat.
Some of them are still broken in Dota. I'm really curious to see if like will Techies be in Captain's Draft? Will they add Terrorblade or Broodmother
I think
back
Phoenix
into
is
Captain's
broken.
Draft? Who?
Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Phoenix's early dot damage is stupid. He's the dumbest thing.
That's
ever.
true. The ultimate
Yeah.
is also really dumb.
Yeah.
That's Suicide Ultimate for techies. That Suicide Ultimate for techies sounded.
That's not even the ult.
What?
That's like the E.
Yeah. The ult
I
is
just
the-
assumed that was the old.
One would assume.
Welcome to Dota. Everything is overpowered.
That is really overpowered. Yeah.
Dota sucks.
I think my favorite thing I saw this week was Dazzle is the ultimate counter to techies because he just gets blade mail and then uses his shallow grave
And then detonates
Just
everything.
detonates them all.
Oh yeah, and then techies are on the other side of the map and it just blows up techies.
That's actually really good. I like that.
There's some like weird counters to techies that I'm really excited to see.
Yeah,
Alright.
like if mines are, say, if they're magic damage, like Omni could repel someone and they just walk right over all
Yep.
of them.
Oh my god.
So there are counters. It's just like
You could probably sunstrike an area to detonate them too.
Maybe. I love Dota.
We need to
Let's figure this
investigate
out.
this because this is all very interesting to me all of a sudden.
Yeah, this is intriguing for me too. You know, I don't even play.
We
the
need to
game.
get you on board, man.
I'm definitely
Kyle?
down to do that.
I want your main to be techies. I just want you to play techies.
Yes.
I'll do it. Yeah, just introduce. That's
That'll be the
all
only
I
character you
know. That's
play.
all I know is techies.
I
Yeah.
love that.
That'd be cool.
Arena podcast at ign.com.
Please send us letters. We want to hear more from you. We'll do. We're trying to do more letters every week. Trying to keep the show kind of short, but also get some substantial letters. Thank you, Jay, for writing in. You can also check out the Facebook group. If you just search Facebook for ign-arena, we have a growing little group there talking about MOBAs and trying to set up pub games and.
I'm gonna jump on that. I meant
like
to do it last week and I never joined it, but I will.
How dare you?
I'm a terrible human. We all know that.
You
Well,
can-
now you do.
Now I know. You can subscribe to this show and see other MOBA content on youtube.com/ign-arena. We have tons of stuff on Dota, League, there's some Strife stuff in there.
Go check out Gigantic. It's not really. It's kind of. It's one of those weird. Is it a MOBA things?
It's like inspired by MOBAs, but now totally different.
But it looks like Wind Waker. So everyone should go check
yeah,
it out.
Gigantic
It's
looks
so
really
beautiful.
Cool. Check out the trailer.
Yeah.
If you go to ign.com and check out the latest preview for Strife that was written by ex-IGN editor Anthony Gallegos.
I miss him.
Me too. He did a bit of freelancing for us on the side, and he wrote about and saw Strife, which he's really interested in.
Yep.
Like I installed the beta now because Anthony's super excited by it. Might take a dive into that. Maybe we can talk about that next week. We should probably assign ourselves like a MOBA every week.
Yeah, there's enough
Yeah.
that you can actually do that.
Let's just think about doing that soon.
I like that.
Let's
Super
think about.
non-committal.
Nah, yeah, we'll think about it.
All right.
You can subscribe to this podcast in iTunes, where you can hopefully give us 5-star reviews if you love us. If you don't, then please just don't give us stars and bring our rating down.
Just give us 5 stars.
I found out we are the number 81 video game podcast in the world. So
Nice,
getting there, guys.
that's good.
Top
Yes.
100.
IGN's command prompt is still beating us. A podcast that has not existed in years.
Oh, now
So,
I'm
but we're
sad.
rising. We are rising. That's what that tells me. Is we're doing well.
There's also a bunch of other IGN podcasts, including Podcast Beyond.
Yeah,
and
lots of good hosts on that stuff. If you want to listen about PlayStation and Xbox, where
You're on that,
people
but-
don't talk about MOBAs, but they talk about other stuff.
Xbox.
Don't worry about it. You can follow us all on Twitter. Brian is at Albino Albert. I am at Mitchie D. James is at James_Faulkner.
I tweet about the new Earth Defense Force is coming out, and I'm really, really excited.
Wait, what?
You didn't see? Yeah, there's an Earth Defense Force coming to, I think, Xbox One and PS4.
Okay, we're gonna talk.
No,
after
PS4, just PS4, just because it's during the Sony press conference.
Okay.
MOBA.
No, it's not a MOBA, but it has like
It's
giant
got creeps.
It's got
It's
giant.
all killing creeps. And Kyle, your Twitter is that.
At Kyle, that Kyle. Yeah.
Kyle. I keep thinking it's that
okay.
Kyle, that Kyle. Nope.
Oh, well.
At
Kyle.
Kyle, that Kyle.
That
That
Kyle.
Kyle.
Which Kyle?
That Kyle.
Dat Kyle.
Who's on
There.
first?
Yeah, you should change it to that Kyle.
That Kyle?
That
Yeah,
Kyle.
that would be pretty good.
Again,
might do
subscribe to us, youtube.com/IGN-arena. We're going to leave before this train wreck gets even more out of control.
That new light is really hot.
Yeah, it's really hot in
Yeah.
here. That's why I was...
But you know what? We look really good.
Yeah.
We look real good on camera. Thank you for watching. We'll
Bye,
see you next week.
See you guys.
Goodbye.
That's why it's sexy.